数字经济飞速发展的今天，支持世界资产 RWA 的数字化与价值流转正在成为行业关注的焦点。如何高效、安全地连接传统金融与数字生态，是许多企业和投资者探索的方向。香港上市公司银正国际重磅推出 RWA 服务工具。DrixPay 致力于为 RWA 领域提供专业的服务支持。那接下来呢，我们将有请到的是 DrixPay CEO 本杰明先生上台，为我们带来精彩的介绍。掌声有请。
Thank you for having me, especially here in Hangzhou. Being from West Texas, I never would have thought that China could be this cold. However, I'm very lucky that there is an audience here that is very warm at heart to accompany me through this presentation. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ben. I am the co-founder of DrixPay Innovations LLC. Before we begin today's presentation, I would like to give you all a very special slogan that we have. Beneath the still water lies secure order. Amidst the flow resides the power of wealth. We get a lot of people asking us, why create DrixPay? And to keep it simple and short, the industry in recent years, especially from 2020 until now, has been plagued with three main issues. The first one is asset security or lack thereof. The second one is the ability for a platform to provide liquidity at the user's demand on time. And the third one is regulatory clarity. You see, what is legal in one country might not be legal, or at the very least compliant, in another country. Now, I did just say that these are three different problems that plague the industry, but we can summarize it more as one problem. And the one problem is that we don't have a service that can provide all three of these functions all in the palm of a user's hand with a mobile application. And that is precisely why we created DrixPay. A little bit about us. We got started in Colorado about 3 years ago with project ideation, but we also have an office in Hong Kong that is built to cater to the Asia Pacific audience. We also have more offices planned for Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, as well as Japan and France, with more offices to follow as necessary to meet market demands. Our overarching goal, our paramount vision, is to reduce the friction associated with using traditional assets and digital assets all in one application, and then using a user's liquidity as a method to pay for their own lifestyles. The following is a comprehensive timeline of everything that we have accomplished from 3 years ago until now. As I mentioned before, project ideation began in 2022 when we decided that we were going to create the FUSN blockchain. Simultaneously, we began discussions with hardware wallet manufacturers to create solutions that can cater to users at scale and from territory to territory. In 2023, we began a complete overhaul of the way that we do things at our office to ensure that we are compliant, as well as giving new training directives to all of our employees in the office. But it wasn't until 2024 that we really made headwinds when we got a Visa BIN authorization. That enabled us to create virtual Visa cards as we see necessary. In 2025, we managed to accrue a large amount of funding for the DrixPay Fund. As of this month, DrixPay is available for download right now. But presently, we are trying to use this for an internal beta and make sure that the user experience is as smooth and frictionless as possible. And then we will push DrixPay to a much wider audience globally later this year. We will have more information at our launch party in Bangkok, Thailand. The following are some numbers in the market that we are hoping to capture. There is the 150 trillion US dollars global payments industry that caters to both institutional and individual consumers. Next up, we have the 500 million Web3 users that exist worldwide. Following that, the RWA asset class will be worth 16 trillion United States dollars by 2030. And last but not least, we have not forgotten about the Southeast Asian payments industry. Now, if we add all of these numbers together, we get a massive number. But we don't hope to get that massive number all in our pockets. We hope that we are able to capture just a small percentage of this massive number, which will then still be a relatively large number. A few moments ago, you heard me talking about ideation for the Fusion blockchain. What exactly is the Fusion blockchain? If DrixPay were to be described as a motor vehicle, then Fusion could best be described as the engine that powers that vehicle. But what exactly is Fusion? Fusion is a scalable blockchain. It is intuitive. It is engineerable. It is integratable. But most of all, it is built for compliance. But what level of compliance? How does it work? It works in tandem, hand in hand with the STIL protocol. The STIL protocol is built for tracking and verifying asset ownership, helping users to build a credit score in DrixPay, as well as keeping users compliant and risk-averse, and also helping users bridge trust between one another with on-chain credit scores. The following is a high-level overview of our technical architecture. At the highest level, we have the cloud layer, which is powered by AWS and our in-house suite of AI tools. Followed by that, we have the node layer, which is powered by the Web3 mainnet and various consensus mechanisms. Following that, we have the smart contract layer, which is powered by RWA contracts and their own internal verification features. Following that, we have the risk control protocol, risk control layer, which is powered by the STIL protocol that we mentioned a few moments ago. And last but not least, we have the layer that's in the palm of everyone's hands with our mobile application, the application layer. The following is our hot wallet and cold wallet dual wallet structure. In short, hot wallets are used by the user as they desire. And they are replenished by the user in an automated fashion that allows them to determine what threshold their wallet goes down to before it is replenished by the cold wallet. And of course, these are figures that are determined by the end user in their asset management dashboard, which we will get to a little bit later in this presentation. Finally, we also have some mechanisms that are built into DrixPay to ensure that users are protected from nefarious actors who are trying to gain access to their digital assets and move them without proper authorization. Another unique caveat to the way that we have built our wallet infrastructure is that the hot wallets are geographically separated from the cold wallets. And finally, we are ISO 27001 and SOC 2 compliant. That means that we can generate suspicious transaction reports, or STRs for short, on the fly. Now, during the first half of this presentation, we talked about what DrixPay is and will be. For the remainder of this presentation, we will talk about what DrixPay does and will do in the future. First and foremost, DrixPay performs payments and trading. It also allows the user to perform asset management. And last but not least, it is also a social and governance entry to the Fusion blockchain, which we'll get to shortly. In the interest of time, I do need to be a little bit faster. This is everything that we offer to the user. Now, the third line here and the fourth line here, number 3 and number 4, those ones I am very excited for, and we will explain those very shortly. So as we mentioned before, DrixPay specializes in trading, compliant trading for users, which is settled in just milliseconds courtesy of the Fusion blockchain. Adding to that, users are able to trade seamlessly between Web 2 and Web 3 assets as they choose, as their heart's desire. Following that, settlement is conducted in US dollars, Hong Kong dollars, Singapore dollars, and USDT, also known as Tether. We make sure that the user is aware of risks and is not trading above their allowed leverage. All of that is powered by AI. When it comes to payments, every user will have access to a debit card with the ability to apply for a line of credit later on. The restricted domains, at least presently the domains where the credit card can be used, the debit card, both cards can be used at present, would be North and South America, Europe, Asia Pacific, and we hope more geographies as time goes on. When it comes to asset denomination, users can select which currency they want to see their assets denominated in. For example, if I have 1,000 US dollars and I live in Hong Kong, it would be a good idea for me to see that in Hong Kong dollars as opposed to US dollars. This is what I really like and will create stickiness. For the users of the Fusion blockchain, they can come back to the application on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis and perform various in-application missions to amplify the amount of compute power that they obtain to obtain more Fusion coins. This creates stickiness. Users will come back to our application. And of course, we also have social aspects that go with our application. Users, in short, want to know that they have a voice, they have a stake, and they have a vote. And that's why we believe that the DAO aspect of DrixPay working in tandem with Fusion is so very extremely important. I wish I had time to give to the rest of the features on this page, but unfortunately we are short on that time. Now then, this is our asset management panel that we've talked about before. As I mentioned before, we have a dual wallet structure, and users from here can see every asset that they have, whether it's RWAs, stocks and securities, derivatives, and trades that they've made previously. And they can also divide their assets between their cold wallet and their hot wallet from this page. Last but not least, we have clearinghouses as well as institutional cooperation to ensure that we have access to the underlying assets as well as liquidity for the user. This is our overall ecological structure at a glance. We are DrixPay down here at the bottom. All of our users will come from the Fusion blockchain and Traffic Engine token. Presently, Traffic Engine token has tens of thousands of users, and we are optimistic that in 2026, we will be able to reach 100,000 users. And all of the users of TET are also automatic users of the Fusion network, and then they can join DrixPay, where they can get more rewards and increased rewards. This is everything that we have to offer for our technology stack, and I wish I could go into this with deeper detail, but for the time being, this will have to do. This is our final page. In the next 5 years, we are hopeful that we will have 5 large global regional nodes. That is, one in both of the Americas, South and North America, the Middle East, Africa, Europe, and Asia, with more to follow as necessary. We also hope that we can get a user base of over 1 million users within the next 5 years, achieve a transaction volume that is past 1 billion, and last but not least, integrate with many different decentralized exchanges and RWA protocols and projects. In closing, to everyone in this room, I would like to share with you all our company slogan once more. Beneath the still water lies secure order, and amidst the flow resides the power of wealth. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you for your excellent speech. 谢谢本杰明先生的精彩演讲，请步入台下稍事休息。再次感谢。